And if they don't pay, if your insurance company does not pay, then there are regulations in place which can provide you with some enforcement mechanism to make sure that they're timely meeting the responsibilities. Again, the other party's insurance company really has no obligation to pay your medical bills or to pay you even a settlement if they don't believe a claim exists or if they don't believe a sizable or valid claim exists. So those are the two different types of policies that are usually at play in a typical personal injury case. The third topic that I'd like to cover has to do with settlements and the importance of documentation. Insurance companies are driven by documentation. What that means is if you are making a claim for damages, the elements of your claim have to be supported by documents, oftentimes independent documents. So for instance, in a car accident case, the insurance adjuster is going to want to see a copy of the police traffic collision report or the officer's report or witness statements that the officer may have taken or witness statements that maybe you have taken because that is important to establishing negligence or liability for who caused the accident. The adjuster is almost always going to need that important piece of information for the file. Now the documentation on liability might also include photographs or diagrams of the scene of the accident, or if this is a trip and fall case, perhaps photographs of the unsafe condition that caused your fall. So documentation on the liability part of the claim, i.e. proving that another party was negligent or careless, is extremely important. The second type of documentation is going to address damages. The adjuster will typically refuse to consider any type of damage that you're claiming unless you have some independent proof or documentation to support it. So in personal injury claims, as you might imagine, the medical records are extremely important. So are the medical billings. All of that information will usually have to be provided to the insurance adjuster before that adjuster even considers making you a settlement offer. If you are claiming other types of damages, for instance, receipts of expenses you might have incurred because of your injuries, for instance, if you had to hire somebody to mow your lawn for a period of time, you will need copies of those receipts. If you're claiming lost wages or income loss, you'll typically need to show pay stubs or documentation from your employer. If you're self-employed, you will definitely need copies of your tax returns or 1099 forms. All of that information will not be considered as far as your losses go unless there's documentation to support the claim. So during the pendency of your claim, if you're handling it on your own, you should be keeping a file of all of the incidental damages, all of the amounts that you are claiming as